Okay, so this will be a review of the Smart 700 Lumen light. I bought this a while ago, and I've been using it a lot over the winter here. But yeah, now it's summer, so I'm not using it so frequently anymore. Okay, I bought it from Chain Reaction Cycles for about 50 Australian dollars, just quite cheap for what you get. This is just one of the mounts, the one that I've been using. If you want more details about the specifications and what's included in the box and stuff, I have another video, an unboxing video, which you can look at. But yeah, this will just be mainly my thoughts on the light. So, the looks and like the feel of the light, I'll admit it does seem a bit cheap. So all this bit here is all plastic. This bit here is it's either hard plastic or metal, I don't know. And the button looks a bit weird. It works as required though. But yeah, it does look a bit cheap, but that's sort of expected given that it's only $50. Alright, so I'll just show you quickly the lighting modes. So on button's at the top, and it's pretty standard with most lights these days, but a short press won't turn it on. So if it gets bumped in your bag or anywhere else, it won't turn on. You've got to hold it down for a bit, and then that's a flashing mode. So you've got three light levels. So you've got low, medium, and high, and then you got a flashing mode. So it cycles through those. The flashing mode is really high frequency and it's very bright as well, so I'm not sure you'd really want to use that ever on the road, really. You'll be blinding other people. As you can see at the bottom, you've also got like this window, which isn't actually, it's not that bright, and if you're on a road bike and you mount on the handlebars, I think that would usually get covered by the brake levers, so it's not actually that useful for side visibility. This is the mount that I use. It comes with two mounts. One of them has a sort of stretchy band across here, but that one can only fit the standard bars. This one is the one that you can use for oversized bars, which is mainly what I'm on road bikes at the moment. So when you get this first, you've got to actually unscrew it there, and then you can drag the bar over here, drag it onto like a different notch, and then that will make it suitable for oversized bars. So yeah, this is a tool-free mount. So you basically just got spit the screw over here, and it just comes up, and then spit wraps around your bar. And you push this back down and then screw it up, and that makes it tighter. So it's pretty easy to use. It's a simple mount, and it is solid, so it works well. The light doesn't move at all. So I guess it works as it should. It's just a small criticism though. It's got, if you look here, it's got that it's got that thing that sticks up there, and that's what digs into the light to hold it in. So if you look underneath here, it's got a small hole here. The thing with this is that it's not as deep as I'd like. So when you slide the light onto the mount, sometimes it can be hard to feel whether it's actually like locked into the mount or not. So a couple of times, yeah, I just wasn't sure. But if you push it all the way back, yeah, it's pretty solid anyway. The battery life on the light is also really good. So if you watch my old video, you can see the running times on each individual mode. I haven't actually tested those, mainly because when I use it, I switch between like the different light levels frequently. But they do seem realistic. Like it does last a very long time, and I hardly have to charge it. So yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about is the beam itself, which is probably the most important part of the light, I guess. First thing is the color. So as you can see, it's really white. It's got a really white light. Personally, I'd prefer if it was a bit warmer, but that's alright. I think if it's a bit warmer, it's a bit easier to pick up stuff with your eyes at night, but that's alright. If you notice from that, the beam shape is pretty symmetrical, and you can look at the reflector as well. So there's nothing really fancy about the reflector. It doesn't really they don't really try to change the beam shape too much. So that means that a lot of light does get wasted upwards when you're using this, and it also means that it can be a bit blinding to oncomers. So that's something you got to be careful of. But the shape itself is really wide, which I like, and it doesn't really have a hot spot when you're using it, so it's a pretty even beam. I think just because the beam is so wide, the reach actually isn't as good as I'd like, or compared to the amount of light that it's meant to output. So on low it's fine, but I find that when you go up to the higher modes, the reach doesn't increase a lot. So if you compare this one on high, say 700 lumens, I think the reach is actually about the same as another light which I have, which is the Cut-Eye Volt 300, which is just 300 lumens. So yeah, the reach isn't as great as I'd like, but it's alright. I think that's just because of how wide the beam reaches. And I think it's a really good light. I really like the long battery life and how even and wide the beam is. And I think it's really good value at around $50. So yeah, if you're looking for a cheap light that'll just do the job, I'd really recommend this light.